Australian lesbian group wants to ban bisexual and transgender women. A lesbian group in Australia is appealing a 2023 ruling that denied their bid to exclude bisexual and transgender women from public events. The Lesbian Action Group, linked to the anti-trans LGB Alliance Australia, sought an exemption from anti-discrimination laws, but was denied by the Australian Human Rights Commission. The AHRC rejected the request, citing concerns of discrimination. LAG claims young lesbians lack dedicated community spaces. The appeal seeks to create exclusive lesbian-only events. Well, fuck you, LAG. I mean, what the heck? I mean, why? Sometimes the hate just comes from your own community, and I will never understand that. I really won't.
And this is they also want to exclude bisexual women. Right. Which is okay, I mean, the terms, I know if you love J.K. Rowling, you just hate transgender people. But what's with the ban on bisexual women either? If that's the case, then half of our gay community will be divided in half, because a lot of us have previously dated or even had sexual intercourse with women. So that's basically essentially random, arbitrary gatekeeping.
It goes back to what you said about being with someone straight. It's like how lesbians, I don't want to be with the bi girl because they're not going to really do anything. They're just going to be bi for a second and then go on their way. So back in the other story, we went back to...
Right. So I actually will... Okay. Don't hate me on this. Right. So I don't think anybody should be banned from a space, right?
Right.
But I do think that in our community with so many acronyms and everybody wants to feel special, I hate the acronyms. I hate that we have 24 different or 50 or however many boxes that we put ourselves in, because I'm a gay from back into the 80s, 90s time where I felt that there was more community between the LGBTQ folks without ever saying which box that we were in. We just knew we were not kind of hated by the straights, and there was a little bit more getting along with each other. And now I feel we have one gay man who's white, one who's black. It's well, you don't understand my experience, and you don't understand my experience. Don't want to get into that too much, but to speak to the idea that if you do believe that there are all these boxes and people do want their space and they do want to be able to talk about things that they have in common with each other, I do think that there can be some spaces where trans say, we want our own space. But then you have some heterosexuals that are talking about, I don't know, raising children when they're heterosexual relationships. And in that category, that discussion, maybe a trans person's experience is not going to be really relevant to what they're talking about. So I'm okay with spaces being a little bit more voluntarily separated and just respecting that people have different experiences and wanting to kind of, not have their conversations derailed in ways that is not really relevant to them.
I think a point of this is about, the bigger point is about discriminating, right? Discriminating is people within your same group. And I think the challenge becomes is that a transgendered female is a female, right? And so you're essentially discriminating against your own kind, right? When I see if I have transgender people who are in Pride Lines daily, and I don't think of them as a transgender female, I think of them as a female. Transgender is just because they were born one way, but they've always been another way. And so that's just, I don't even think about the trans part. I think that they are a female. And so to ban them from a lesbian group, suppose that transgender female like females, right? Why should they be banned? I don't see the logic in that, right? They are female. They're technically female, right?
Well, I think so maybe the counter argument to that.
More than technically.
They are, right?
Well, I think the counter argument to it is to say that, say, a cisgendered female who is a lesbian might feel all right, I kind of want to connect with some people who grew up in the same way that I did, which was I grew up as a woman, being socialized as a woman in society with all the same limitations that I was given.
But bisexual umbrella as well?
I'm not saying that they should be banned. I'm just saying that the experiences are a little bit different in ways that they may want to explore, and that.
But given our society, what's to say that a transgender woman didn't grow up with those same experiences?
I have a question.
They definitely did.
I have a question for you super quick. I have a question for you super quick, then we're going to get back to it. Do you believe that post-op fully realized over the age of 18, like you spoke about, trans women, who I also believe are just women, should be competing in the Olympics with women who...
Oh, we going into trans sports.
No, well, I would
like... Which is a whole different thing.
It's not, actually. It's just trans people. So I'm just trying to feel like what is different between a sport and an event for you.
There's a lot, and I feel like I don't want...
like
it's going to be another, 10 minutes.
No, but I want to know why that is different than this, because it's very much the same parallel. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
You don't?
No. I think that they're very different things. When you're talking about competing and you're talking about scholarships and you're talking about fair competition, I think that's quite a bit different from just people talking about their experiences.
But it's discrimination. It's what I'm focusing on. It's discrimination. It's not different.
So I think we should come here next week and debate this topic further.
Yeah, we will.